two things have just absolutely changed the game for Bitcoin. Guys, if you've been following this channel for a while, you know this is absolutely our last important target on these charts, and breaking these levels absolutely initiates something that we've been waiting for, and maybe something we could have not even imagined. Not only that, but this is another thing we've been waiting for. We're going to be delving into it in these charts as well. And number three, actually, for Bitcoin on why this is so insane, this actually sets us up for a scenario that we talked about in last night's video. The likeliness of this structure playing out for this cycle, I think, makes the most sense, guys, and it's actually the most mind-blowing model. Absolute rumpage. Let's dive on in. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, Richard Rumpage, and I don't even have to tell you what is going on in this video, aside from the fact that massive explosion, massive gainers. This is absolutely mind-blowing. Not only is Bitcoin's price done exactly what made the most sense after breaching 30K, which is pump a few $1,000s above it, as we've been saying for literally weeks at this point, but before it, it kind of just disregarded it and started going higher. I personally think that we're going to overshoot 30,000 when we get up to it, okay? Once we get up to 30,000, I personally think we're going to probably overshoot that by a few $1,000s, and now in an instant. And like I said yesterday, I personally think if we're going to break 29.5 roughly and set a new high today, I think it's likely we're not going to stop right at 30,000. We could have a nice burst straight up to, I'm honestly looking around 32,000 US dollars. That lines up on a few charts here, this one as well. Lines up at the 1.618 fib level, which I think is pretty important on some of those shorter time frames as well. Guys, something even more important is actually going on here, and I think now finally we have our first mid to long-term confirmation that we're actually about to see 6 digits much quicker than we think. And this cycle playing out, I think it makes it even more likely that we could actually blast even higher than anyone's even predicted because of this specific thing, because of the current structure being put in, combined with the institutional FOMO, which has allowed this structure to be built in the first place. Wow, so if you guys want to see a 6-digit Bitcoin in the first quarter of 2021, and a 4-digit Ethereum, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, hit that bell as well, and we can just jump into the video. Ginormous! So guys, 2021 is starting off more moon boyish than even the most moonish of boys, guys. So if we start off here, this is really one of the keys that I want to actually point out in this video. So this 9-month, actually now 10-month ascending channel that we have here has been so critical in terms of finding long-term resistance and support, big levels for Bitcoin. And guys, as we said, if you've been watching these videos, you guys know exactly what I'm about to say. Basically, as soon as we really got a key break above this level, we said it was very likely that we're not going to spend much time in this middle area, but we're going to go mainly to the top. And this is this level now, and this is ascending. So now this level puts us right at about 32,800. Which is literally exactly where we are right now, guys. You can go back and watch like my last 3, 4, 5 months of videos. This channel has not moved. Everybody in T4 has access to this chart and has been looking at this chart for the past how many months. This, to me, this is the most important chart to me on the daily chart, because what this represents is something absolutely huge, and this perfectly lines up with a completely separate data point that I talked about in yesterday's video, which we're also going to be showing you in this video. Here, more importantly, let's dive into this first. So what we have here is a thermocap multiple here posted by Geert Jancap here on Twitter. So basically, for me, this is the last big level of Bitcoin's breakout range before we start seeing, $5,000 moves in a day for Bitcoin. In fact, we've already seen, let's take a look at this. We might have already seen, really close to a 5,000. This is absolutely insane. About $4,000 in a single day. So another, maybe moving 5,000 in a single day is not even that far off, considering we just hit 80% of that move, guys. To me, this is so big because breaching this level really unleashes full-on bull mode. Really breaking the total crypto market cap is something we're talking about as well, but breaking above all-time highs was like entering bull mode, and then continuing and just rallying here was entering bull mode. But what we're doing now is literally full-on blast-off moon mission space wormhole traveling price gainage. This is absolutely the most bullish scenario. We've barely dipped our toes in this EMA ribbon over the past few weeks because Bitcoin has been so dang bullish. And you can see what we're fighting right now, to me, is the last big significant level for Bitcoin. Breaking this level and holding this level is where the strongest of price movements come. And guys, as we talked about the video, we'll play the full clip now. Here, more importantly, let's dive into this first. So what we have here is a thermocap multiple here posted by Geert Jancap here on Twitter. So basically, every time Bitcoin crosses above this 16 line on the thermocap multiple, which is illustrated by this kind of horizontal gray line here, every time that Bitcoin has crossed this, which is 16, within 2 months of doing that, price has basically topped out in the short term, And we've seen at least a 3x in that same 2-month time frame, and all the way up to a 4.5x. So you can see the first time this happened back in 2011, the double blast off back here in 2013, and very end of 2013, almost going into 2014. That's where, if we actually zoom out, what this is this area right here, where that previous bull market was kind of weird. You know, we had a massive top, then a pretty big prolonged retracement, but then another absolutely massive blow off top of above $1,000, right? And then the most recent one was back in 2017, the very end of 2017, December, and then going into 2018. And guys, currently we're a little bit below 16, but we're about to enter that. So naturally, what does that mean? That means that according to this chart, that once we surpass 16, which we're very, very close to, you know, could be Bitcoin right around the price we're at now, right around 35,000 US dollars as we cross 16, that it's very likely that we'll see at least a 3x up to potentially a 4.5x in the next 2 months, which is absolutely insane. Now, keep in mind, we haven't crossed this yet, right? So that 2-month countdown hasn't begun just yet. But the author of this tweet actually clarifies to a comment as well. There's a comment saying, does the 3x to 4.5x increase begin at the bubble phase, meaning the bubble phase above the 16 gray horizontal line? And the author of the tweet clarifies, yes, that's what he meant. In other words, once $32,000 has been reached, okay, so he's saying $32,000 per Bitcoin is when we breach that 16 level on this chart. Once we reach that, a normal bubble phase would imply 3x to 4.5x. And that's in relation to $32,000 price target. So basically what he's saying is around $32,000 per Bitcoin, we can expect to see a 3x from 32,000 to a 4.5x from 32,000 in a very small window within only a few months, specifically on this model, within 2 months. Now that's exciting, and that also leads to the question, could we actually end up seeing a cycle where we see something kind of similar? Okay, again, none of these cycles repeat exactly, and that's why I wanted to clarify that at the beginning, but could we see a cycle where we have a massive explosion very, very soon, and then we do have a more prolonged, very interesting looking pullback, sideways consolidations for months, followed by another blast off? Basically, we're on the brink now, okay? There is like a time limit, and I think we're actually going to have a massive break. Here, we're just going to continue for a small amount of time. What I think then is most likely is we could have some sort of macro retrace of sideways movement. Who even knows if we'll get it, considering how many people are trying to buy into Bitcoin right now. But then again, what I think is going to happen is that we could have another, massive run up after that. So we're looking at potentially 2, we can't even rule out 3 massive pumps. And again, this could go on past 2021. Everybody's been saying, or a lot of people have been saying, it's very unlikely that we'll continue this bull run after 6-8 months into 2021. But guys, this is fundamentally different. We've already seen Bitcoin has been showing us what kind of price action, what kind of environment psychologically it's in now, and it's fundamentally different. Okay, if there's ever a time to be hype, ever a time to be excited, ever a time to be bullish on Bitcoin, it's literally right now. Okay, Bitcoin is just exploding through fib levels on these short-term time frames. Literally right here as it broke the 1.272 here on this 1 hour chart, straight up, guys. It broke this level of resistance that it couldn't get above straight up and just blew through more levels here. And as well, we're actually seeing Ethereum explode as well, which is exactly what we want to see as well. Guys, most importantly, too, in my opinion, is this. We talked about this in yesterday's video, but now you can see 100% confirmed that we are very much above these previous highs for the crypto cap. So good news for altcoin holders. Over the next week, I think we're going to see a massive resurgence into some of these alts to really get them kicked up. Now, I'm not saying we're going to see 30+% daily candles for these altcoins across the board, but what I am saying is new money's flooding in, and I think a lot of these alts are going to be affected over the next week, and we're going to start to see the beginning of that tide getting lifted, right? A rising tide lifts all turkeys. So guys, basically we're going to start seeing this slowly get more and more propped up, and we're going to see some of these altcoins, especially the valuable ones in the top 10, 20, 30, those bad boys are going to start slowly inching up as well. This is fundamentally where the bull run actually kicks into overdrive. Now, keep in mind, like I said, I personally am looking for this massive pump like we've been seeing, continued upside. Then if we do see a prolonged pullback at some point, maybe Q2, maybe even beginning of Q3 2021, I don't think that'll be the end of it. I think Bitcoin might still have some more steam afterwards. Again, that's looking a little too far in the future, but that's what makes the most sense to me right now. Again, still speculation. speculation at this point. However, Bitcoin could not be more bullish than it is at this very moment. Okay, and I think it all lies on this. This is the chart I'm going to be watching. Once we breach this level here, about 33,000 US dollars concretely. Once we concretely get above this, currently the all-time high is $33,075. So we're $75 above $33,000 as our all-time high currently. That'll probably change by the time this video gets uploaded. But yeah, if we can hold this, get a few daily closes above this, then this is ultimate bull mode. The one scenario I do want to point out, because we just pumped so much, we pumped like $4,000 today. If we do end up just trading sideways here for a few days and then continuing up, that's still just equally as bullish. But basically my point here is that where we are right now is my last level of support to really look at, or sorry, last level of resistance to really look at, before we actually enter an even more parabolic blast off. And when you look at this weekly chart, you might be thinking like, well, how could it get more straight up than this? And really, guys, you better be prepared, because it seems that Bitcoin is only going to space. Keep in mind, we always have to be cautious. 30% pullback still in the cards at some point. But we have the 21-week moving average down at 15,600. Yeah, we're more than double that right now, which is absolutely, I mean, just think about that. Absolutely insane. There's so much buying pressure. There's just simply not enough Bitcoin. And again, I think that's fundamentally why these charts are just screaming overbought, screaming explosiveness. But again, that is exactly what you want to see in a bull market. We've seen the minimum consolidations required to still remain bullish and to get some sort of reset on some of these indicators. Okie dokie, so let's pick a winner for the giveaway. So video number 2. So 1, 2, copy the link address. All right, plug this bad boy in here, and let's see who the winner is, guys. Make sure to shoot me an email, and I will shoot you a nice chunk of Bitcoin or access to T4, your choice. But yeah, let's see who the winner is. Make sure to shoot me an email and just reply to your winning comment. Tyler Whitmore, blast off, he says. Perfect, you're absolutely right. In fact, this is a blast off to remember. Wow, so if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on those likes. If you guys are interested in trading, experience only, and you want to support the channel, make sure to check out our links to Bybit below. Guys, keep in mind, honestly, longing Bitcoin, if you've been longing Bitcoin over the past month, you've done insanely well. And in fact, the people that have been signed up under my account have messaged me. Many of them have. It's absolutely insane. There will be a pullback at some point, so never trade more than you're willing to lose. But guys, this is a beautiful journey, and be careful. Wow.